Yeah, we took over Durness Station. It was 8 years ago as a tender for the last 10,000 acres of Durness, part of a 250,000 hectare lot for the Australian Agricultural Company had, and I thought it was a wonderful opportunity.
Durness is located at Tea Gardens, New South Wales, north of Port Stephens, 40-50 minutes north of Newcastle.
The current use is cattle breeding. At the moment we've got approximately 1,000 cows and we're breeding hopefully 900 to 950 calves. So there were Herefords originally and we've still got a couple of hundred Herefords, but no, it's Angus and Limousin cross.
I was employed as a manager of Durness Station. We came here about 5 years ago, seen the place and fell in love with it and said, oh, you'd have to be mad not to move here. Durness Station is a pretty special place because you've got the best of both worlds and sort of only got to go 2 k's that way to the beach and 2 k's that way and we can do a bit of cattle work.
Really fell for the trees around the original homestead. There's some trees down there going back 150 years or longer. It's virtually untouched. The swamp area itself, if you ride through there on a horse, you know, the bush is up over the horse's head in places there. It's going to be a major town centre one day at Durness. There's certainly the opportunity to grow and improve the land, improve the biodiversity. The Borland project was a chance to be involved with a large grant of money which was going to be beneficial to the property.
Connecting natural habitat from Port Stephens through to what they call Durness Swamp and beyond, so animals can move freely through from Port Stephens to Barrington Tops.
Probably the biggest worry at first was that I wasn't giving away too much land that I wouldn't have access to, but
when Landcare came and approached us about doing it, it was all pretty exciting and I sort of thought, well, exactly what I want to do on the place.
Yeah, well, it's always our intention to split the paddocks up. The fact that we had all this help and financial support, we could put in the watering points and the fencing, and there's, I think it was nearly 50 kilometres of fencing, which is a phenomenal cost, but of course the biggest problem up there was that we have a lot of feed, but water only for a short period of time because the cattle would always pollute the water. We actually had tanks put up on high points where we gravity feed to our water troughs. Splitting it up into smaller paddocks gives all the land a chance to recover because it's the holistic farming plan that we work on and they need rest. You can't have too many cattle in a paddock, but you can have them for too long.
The design of the corridors, we designed to take in some washed out gullies and eroded gullies and sides of hills.
Yeah, there were some really bad areas there that were eroded. It cut away into the hills, and by the fact of fencing it off and putting a bank at the top of it and replanting it, at least we're going to save it. It's not going to increase. Environmental benefits obvious to see when you look at the health of the trees along the creek areas. If our stock numbers are greater and our paddocks are improving, we have no doubt it's going to be an advantage.
The river crossings were designed properly by engineers. They done them with rock and done them all properly, and the cattle have sort of just taken to them and they've used them pretty well, and I think it was very important that they were done properly. Otherwise, with the big rains that we get here, you know, that they might not have lasted, it might have just washed away.
Water quality certainly improved. You can see that now by the cattle not walking in the creeks. That improves it straight away. The off-stream watering it certainly helped because we can have higher cattle numbers for a longer period of time. The trees are growing at such a rate in some areas there. Yeah, they're over 2 metres high, and I can see the difference now, even in the last year and a half.
We're already seeing that movement of wildlife forms, kangaroos and things.
It's a showpiece. The town people appreciate it.
Maybe one day the town might expand and it's going to be, they'll be building houses out around it. It's just going to be like a backyard to them, really. We've
made the farm road a public road now, so that'll give people access. And I have no doubt, as time goes on, all the corridors will be opened up for the town to have access to it. I know that a lot of people are watching us, and if the results continue to show an improvement in our property, in our stock carrying capacity, I have no doubt that others will follow. I hope that other graziers or landholders on the coast see this project as a bit of an example and hope that they can go and do these sorts of things and make the coastal country and Australia all much better. I've always been in the opinion that it's got to be better than when you first received it, when you leave it, and you've got to leave something better.